Never thought I'd eat a worm, but then again, I never thought I'd eat a cricket either. Since it's Halloween, I thought I would try some unusual keto foods like crickets, snails, and whatever this is. Basically foods that I normally wouldn't eat and probably the majority of you guys wouldn't eat either. But these are all commonly loved foods in other countries, so I thought I'd give them a try because you never know when you're gonna find a gem. And hopefully it's not the worms, but mostly because those were expensive. So let's get to tasting before I change my mind on this whole project. Let's start with something somewhat familiar, fish. But not that kind of fish, because we're gonna try these freeze-dried cod bites. They're also called harfiskar, which is a traditional healthy snack in Iceland. It's been around for centuries. It's high in protein, 0 carb, and the internet recommended to scoop these up with some butter or squeeze a lemon, so we're gonna try that. Smell, it's like super fishy, very potent. They kind of look like a dried apple or a really thick potato chip. Cheers. This isn't something I would reach for every day. It actually reminds me of dried tuna fish, so it's really not that bad, especially with the butter, and I could see like a little squeeze of lemon would be perfect too. I just can't really get over the smell. Before I try my next food, I'm gonna clear my palate, and to do that, I'm gonna sip on a citrus electrolyte drink from Element, who is my sponsor of today's video. Element is a delicious electrolyte drink that has all of the essential electrolytes I need to keep my energy up. It contains a science-backed electrolyte mix of 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. But I also love that it doesn't contain any sugar or dyes. It is perfectly formulated for those on the keto diet. Right now, Element is offering my viewers a free sample pack with any order. That's 8 single serving packets free with any Element order. It's a great way to try all 8 flavors or just to share with a salty friend. And this citrus flavor is my favorite. Get yours at drinkelement.com/KetoFocus. This deal is only available through my link, so you have to go to drinklmnt.com/KetoFocus. Jackfruit is commonly used in the vegan community as a meat replacer. When it's not ripe, jackfruit has a stringy, meaty texture that's similar to pork or beef. And it also has a neutral flavor, so it's kind of bland. It'll take on the flavor of whatever you cook it in. And it's mostly fiber, so a half a cup of jackfruit is only 9 grams of total carbs and 2 grams of net carbs. So let's try it plain first. It actually looks like tuna. Tastes like a pickle crossed with an artichoke. On the back of this can, it has a recipe for a not chicken salad, so it's a vegan chicken salad. So let's try and make that. This way we can see if it's a true substitute for meat. So first you have to rinse and drain it. I'm not gonna add this entire can, just some of it. Can I be honest here? This actually looks like some crazy flesh. It also says to add some mayo. I don't have any vegan mayo, so we're just gonna use regular mayo. And then it wanted some vegan chicken bouillon, which I don't have either, so we're just gonna use some bone broth powder. It really does look like tuna fish or chicken salad. I actually really like that, just because it has that pickle sort of flavor. Maybe I didn't rinse it enough, but wow, it's really good. I'm not turning vegan though, don't worry. Escargot, aka snails, is a popular French dish, but it's also common in Spain and Portugal too. Snails are fairly nutritional depending on how you cook them. They're high in protein, but they also contain some essential micronutrients like copper and zinc and calcium. But it's important to know that not all snails are edible. There's only a few species of land snails that you can have. The others can be poisonous. So you really can't just go out in your backyard and grab a few snails out there because you're probably gonna end up really sick. These are wild burgundy snails. And to prepare them, I cleaned them really well and then sauteed them in a buttery garlic parsley mixture. And then I baked them with a little sprinkling of Parmesan cheese on top for 350 degrees for 7 minutes. They smell incredible. I love escargot. I think it's delicious. I always order it if I see it on a menu when we go out to eat. When I was looking on Amazon for unusual foods to try, this box of cereal came up. It said it was keto friendly, so naturally I was intrigued. It's an ultra fiber cereal that's made from soluble and insoluble fibers and psyllium husk. It's like grape nuts or Fiber One, but a lot more fiber, and it's gluten-free. But I don't really know about this title because I don't really want that title. Well, here's to hoping that it tastes better than cardboard. I actually really like this cereal. And it has a slight sweet flavor, even though I don't think there's any sugar in it. And yeah, I could eat this regularly, except for I really don't want to hold that title. Have you heard of black garlic? I hadn't. It's garlic that's been fermented for 90 days, which makes the cloves turn black, and they turn into a jelly-like consistency, and it gives them a sweet taste too. It actually contains more antioxidants and amino acids compared to regular garlic, so there's lots of health benefits to eating black garlic, like blood sugar regulation, liver protection, and it helps boost your immune system. It's also used as a flavor booster, so you can add it to pizzas, salads, lamb, dairy products, even salad dressings. I also read that you can dip it in dark chocolate, which is how I'm gonna try it today. It's like eating a gummy. It actually tastes like black licorice, especially with the melted chocolate. It's kind of like candy. I think I'm gonna have a hard time with this next one. My youngest son used to have a gecko named Spark, and he would eat crickets, and I'd have to go to PetSmart every 1 to 2 weeks just to get him new crickets, and they stunk and they were noisy, and it never failed that a couple would always escape and never to be seen from. Well, I mean, we'd eventually hear from them again. Anyways, the thought of eating one of these crickets kind of makes my stomach turn. But they are popular in other countries, and this company that makes these ones, they make them flavored, is actually local. They're out of Portland, Oregon, so I thought we would try them. They have hickory smoked bacon, a roasted original, no thank you, spicy cayenne pepper, cheesy ranch, and buffalo wing sauce. Crickets are high in protein, omega-3s, omega-6s, B12s, and antioxidants. And I'm only gonna try one flavor because I'm not sure I'm ever gonna repeat this again. One reviewer on Amazon said that they were like eating flavored, crunchy sunflower seeds, and were great on salads. Another reviewer said they did a blind taste test and they couldn't tell the difference between the flavors. But I think I'm gonna need more than a blindfold to get these down. So we're gonna pour ourselves some wine. Okay, here we go. Tastes like cheesy ranch. Aftertaste. I don't like that pieces of the body linger in my mouth. This looks like it should be something that's floating in a fish tank, but it's edible, and it's actually a superfood because it helps strengthen bones and joints, and it's used for weight loss, hair, and skin beautification. These are sea grapes, and they are a cuisine that's common in Vietnam, Korea, Indonesia, and Japan. They're often eaten raw, or you can have them in soups or salads or on rice. And in Okinawa, Japan, it's known as green caviar. It's a specialty, and you'll find it in ice creams and even in sushi. It's crunchy, kind of good. I think that would be really good with a little bit of cauliflower rice and some soy sauce, maybe a little bit of salad too. Just adds that little extra crunch. I never thought I would eat a worm, but then again, I never thought I'd eat a cricket either. This is earthworm jerky. So it's been cleaned, dried, and marinated in a chili sauce before roasting. So it's not like I'm gonna have something slithering down my throat. And there's actually a handful of cultures that do eat earthworms, and they'll eat the whole thing too. And for good reason, because they're loaded in protein and micronutrients like copper, iron, manganese, and zinc. I like the flavor. They're really gritty. The flavor was actually good. It was the texture. The texture got me. Maybe it's something that grows on you, like a fine wine. There's actually a few of these foods today that I tried that I could see myself incorporating into some meals. I've always been willing to try different foods, especially from around the world. Like when I visited Peru in my early 20s and I got to try cuy, which is a guinea pig. It's fried guinea pig. It was actually kind of good. What are some unusual foods that you've tried? Hey boys, you want to try some crickets?
Well, I'm not eating its butt. It's crunchy. It's just tastes like nothing. Oh, the aftertaste.
Do you want to finish it?
No.